Imagine a world shrouded in digital silence. A world where the familiar hum of notifications, the constant buzz of messages, and the endless stream of online content suddenly cease to exist. It's a scenario that feels almost apocalyptic, yet eerily possible. The internet, our ubiquitous companion, vanishes overnight. The once bustling server rooms now stand empty, their blinking lights extinguished. Offices that thrived on digital connectivity are now silent, their computers dark and lifeless. No emails, no social media, no cat videos. The screens that once connected us to the world now display nothing but emptiness. Social media apps, once a hive of activity, are now just icons on a screen, devoid of life. A cold panic grips the planet. People everywhere are gripped by a sense of unease, their faces etched with worry. Crowded places become tense as individuals anxiously check their phones, hoping for a sign of life in the digital void. The humming servers fall silent. Data centers, once the beating heart of the internet, are now eerily quiet. Server racks that once buzzed with activity are now dormant, their power lights extinguished. Our digital umbilical cord is severed. The cables that once carried the lifeblood of our digital existence are now cut, the network connections unplugged. Devices that once connected us to the world are now nothing more than lifeless shells. The year is 2025. We live in a world where technology is deeply integrated into every aspect of our lives. Our cities are futuristic, our technology advanced, and our daily lives intertwined with the digital realm. We are a species intertwined with the digital realm. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, we are connected. Smartphones, internet cafes, and digital interactions are a part of our daily routine. We rely on the internet for everything: communication, commerce, entertainment. Our lives are built around the convenience and connectivity that the internet provides. From online shopping to video calls, from streaming services to social media, the internet is our lifeline. But what happens when this invisible backbone of our modern world crumbles? When the digital code that holds our world together collapses and websites crash, leaving us staring at error messages on our screens? The disappearance is sudden, unexplained. One moment, we are connected, and the next we are plunged into confusion. Crowds gather, staring at blank screens, as a sudden power outage leaves us in the dark. One minute we are awash in information, the next we are cast adrift in a sea of digital darkness. The flow of information that we once took for granted is now gone, leaving us searching for a signal in the dark. The world holds its breath, waiting for an explanation, a solution, a sign. As we stand in line, our expressions anxious, we wait for news, for answers, for a way back to the world we once knew. Confusion reigns. Financial markets sputter and halt, trading screens frozen in a terrifying tableau of the unknown. Governments scramble, communication networks crippled, airplanes are grounded, their sophisticated guidance systems rendered useless. The global machine reliant on the internet's intricate web grinds to a halt. Cities, once vibrant hubs of activity, become islands of uncertainty. Rumors swirl through the streets, whispers carried on the wind of impending collapse. The initial shock gives way to a chilling realization: our world is built on a foundation of ones and zeros, and that foundation has just crumbled. The economic fallout is swift and brutal. E-commerce evaporates overnight. Supply chains, intricately linked through digital platforms, fracture and break. Businesses large and small, their operations intertwined with the online world, face an existential crisis. The stock market, once a beacon of financial stability, becomes a symbol of chaos and uncertainty. Banks struggle to operate, their digital infrastructure crippled. The flow of money, the lifeblood of the global economy, slows to a trickle. The very fabric of our interconnected world unravels. We are confronted with a stark reality. Our dependence on the internet has come at a hidden cost. The loss of the internet is not just an economic catastrophe, it is a deeply personal one. It has disrupted the very fabric of our daily lives, severing the threads that connect us to our loved ones, our communities, and the world at large. The digital age has woven itself into the essence of our existence, and its sudden absence leaves a void that is both profound and disorienting. We are a species hardwired for connection, and the digital world has provided us with unprecedented avenues for communication. From video calls with family members across the globe to social media interactions with friends, the internet has been our lifeline. It has allowed us to share our joys, our sorrows, and our everyday moments with those who matter most to us, no matter the distance. But now the virtual town square is deserted. The once bustling hubs of online activity are eerily silent. Internet cafes that were once filled with laughter and conversation now stand empty, their screens dark and lifeless. Public spaces that thrived on digital connectivity are now void of the vibrant energy they once held. Social media, once a platform for sharing and connection, is now a painful reminder of what we have lost. The feeds that were once filled with updates, photos, and messages from friends and family are now barren. The silence is deafening, a stark contrast to the constant buzz of notifications we had grown so accustomed to. Families and friends, separated by distance, are left to grapple with the unsettling silence. The video calls that once bridged the gap between continents are now frozen in time, leaving us to reminisce over old photos and memories. The screens that once brought us closer now serve as a reminder of our isolation. The comforting illusion of constant contact is shattered. Our devices, once gateways to the world, now lie broken and useless. The despair is palpable as we come to terms with the fragility of our digital connections. The realization that our sense of closeness was built on such a delicate foundation is a harsh one. Loneliness and isolation spread like a virus. The absence of digital interaction has left many feeling more alone than ever before. The streets are empty, and the rooms are dark, mirroring the inner turmoil of those who once found solace in their online communities. The emotional toll is immense, as the lack of connection amplifies feelings of loneliness and despair. We are forced to confront the limitations of our physical world, the vast distances that separate us. The digital bridges that once made the world feel smaller have crumbled, leaving us to face the reality of our geographical separation. The vast landscapes that once seemed conquerable through a screen now feel insurmountable. The digital bridges that once spanned continents have collapsed, leaving us stranded on opposite shores. The chasms that separate us are now more pronounced than ever, and the sense of disconnection is profound. We are left to navigate this new reality, searching for ways to rebuild the connections that have been lost. Reforging connections, rediscovering physical communication. In the absence of instant digital communication, we rediscover the lost art of letter writing. The tactile sensation of pen on paper, the deliberate act of forming each word, brings a sense of mindfulness and intention that digital messages often lack. Each letter becomes a tangible piece of one's thoughts and emotions, a keepsake that can be held and cherished. Post offices, once on the verge of obsolescence, experience an unexpected resurgence. The hustle and bustle of people sending and receiving letters brings a renewed sense of purpose to these institutions. Postal workers who once feared for their jobs now find themselves at the heart of a revived tradition. The written word, imbued with a newfound sense of permanence, takes on a newfound significance. Unlike fleeting digital texts, letters can be preserved for generations, becoming a part of family histories and personal legacies. Each stroke of the pen carries weight, each word is chosen with care. We gather around radios, hungry for news and information. The communal experience of listening to a broadcast together fosters a sense of unity and shared understanding. In a world where information is often consumed in isolation, the radio becomes a beacon of collective engagement. Local communities, once fragmented by our digital lives, begin to reconnect. Neighbors who barely knew each other now engage in meaningful conversations, sharing stories and offering support. The sense of community, long overshadowed by the convenience of digital interactions, is rekindled. We rediscover the power of face-to-face interaction, the simple joy of a shared conversation. The nuances of body language, the warmth of a smile, and the immediacy of a spoken word create connections that digital communication can never fully replicate. These moments of genuine human interaction become the foundation of our social fabric. The digital age, for all its wonders, had eroded some of our most basic human connections. The convenience of instant messaging and social media often came at the cost of deeper, more meaningful interactions. We became isolated in our digital bubbles, losing touch with the world around us. Now, in the face of this shared crisis, we are reminded of the enduring power of human interaction. The simple act of holding hands, the warmth of a hug, the comfort of a shared moment, these are the things that truly matter. As we navigate this new reality, we carry with us the lessons of the past, cherishing the connections that make us human. Resilience and reinvention, thriving in an offline world. Necessity, the mother of invention, drives us to find new solutions. Businesses adapt, finding creative ways to operate offline. Local economies experience a resurgence as we turn to local shops and services. The skills and knowledge that were once deemed obsolete in our digital world, map reading, analog communication, basic mechanical repair, become invaluable assets. We learn to rely on ourselves, on our communities, on our own ingenuity. The world without the internet is not the dystopian wasteland we might have imagined. It is a world where we are challenged to adapt, to innovate, to rediscover the resilience of the human spirit. The rise of analog solutions, from paper maps to pneumatic tubes. With the digital realm extinguished, we turn to the analog solutions of the past. Libraries, once repositories of forgotten knowledge, become vital hubs of information. Paper maps, compasses, and guidebooks experience a renaissance. We rediscover the ingenious communication systems of the past. Pneumatic tubes, once relegated to the dustbin of history, are resurrected to transport messages and documents. Semaphore lines, flashing signals across the landscape, become lifelines of communication. The world adapts, finding ingenious ways to compensate for the loss of the internet. The digital revolution, for all its advancements, could not erase the ingenuity of the human spirit. A new renaissance? The potential for human connection. In the absence of the internet's constant distractions, we find ourselves with a precious commodity time. Time to connect with loved ones, to pursue forgotten passions, to rediscover the simple joys of the offline world. We rediscover the beauty of the natural world, the wonder of a sunrise, the serenity of a starry night. We are no longer bombarded with information overload, our minds freed from the constant digital chatter. Could the disappearance of the internet, for all its challenges, ultimately lead to a new renaissance of human connection, creativity, and self-discovery? A world without the web, utopia, or dystopia. The internet, once a tool of unimaginable potential, has vanished. We are left to grapple with the consequences, to rebuild our world on a new foundation. The path ahead is uncertain, fraught with challenges. But it is also a path filled with possibility. We have been given a unique opportunity to re-evaluate our relationship with technology, to forge a new path forward. The question is, what kind of world will we create? Will we succumb to the chaos, or will we rise to the challenge, harnessing our collective ingenuity to build a better future? The answer, as always, lies with us.